Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night vibe, even though it's not Sunday night. Uh, had a unusual weekend, a different weekend, but anyway, I wanted to bring this message to y'all. Um, so it's a message that I wanted to bring that I'm going to bring this coming Saturday. So the message that I have for y'all, it's called "If God is for us, who can be against us?" So today I want you to think about a powerful question, found in the Bible. The Apostle Paul writes in Romans 8:31, if God before us, who can be against us? This is more than just a verse to read. It's the truth to live by. Imagine for a moment that all your difficulties are standing right in front of you, like an army, uh, like an army lined up for battle. I know our brother-in-law, he calls when trouble comes, he has a certain name for the devil. The dirty, he calls him the dirty. Well, anyway, just imagine a moment when there you feel like there's an army, standing up against you. Maybe maybe you see discouragement standing there. And then next to that is frustration. And then comes disappointment. You might even see hostility from others, maybe fear or even your own weakness. Sometimes life feels exactly like that. Like every problem has gathered together against you. I know I've felt that this last weekend. But the Bible teaches us something powerful. When these things rise up, Paul asks the question, what should we say about these things, that come against us? And the answer is very clear. I started off the message with if God is for us, who can be against us? So God is greater than your enemies. The Bible never promises that we'll never face difficulties, but it repeatedly promises that God is stronger than anything we may face. The psalmist writes in Psalms 118:6, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do to me? That's a powerful statement of faith. When the Lord is on your side, fear loses its authority. Another powerful promise appears in Isaiah 41:10. It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. God does not abandon us in these battles. He strengthens, he helps, and he upholds his people. So we need to realize that God is for you. And sometimes you need to make a moment to truly realize uh, this truth. God created the universe. God delivered his people Israel. And God raised Jesus from the dead. That God, that God is for you. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 31:6, be strong and courageous, for the Lord thy God, he it is that that goes with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. God goes with you in every challenge. You're not fighting your battles alone. Sometimes we have to have a simple affirmation of faith. Sometimes we need to speak God's truth over your life, over our lives. So take a moment to say this quietly in your heart. God is with me. God is for me. God is greater than all these things. Let's say that again. God is with me. God is for me. God is greater than all these things. The more we repeat the promises of God, the stronger our faith becomes. Watching the enemy's retreat. Now, I want you to imagine again that army of difficulties that are in front of you: discouragement, frustration, disappointment, fear, weakness. But something begins to change. Instead of standing strong, they begin to retreat. Why? Because the power of God is moving forward. The Bible reminds us in 2 Corinthians 12 and 9, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Even when we feel weak, God's strength becomes greater in us. And in 1 John 4 and 4, the Bible declares, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. When God promises and presence fills your life, those enemies of discouragement and fear and despair, they just can't remain. So we need to personalize the promise. Paul wrote, if God is for us. But today, let's make it personal. We have to say it in a different kind of way. If God is for me, who can be against me? If God is for me, discouragement cannot defeat me. If God is for me, frustration cannot control me. If God is for me, disappointment cannot define me. Because God's power is greater than every problem. The Bible confirms this in Philippians 4 and 13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I memorize 3 scriptures in my mind. And when I'm driving around, I repeat them as I'm driving. No, the first one is, this is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. The second one is, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And the third one I remembered is, if God be for me, who can be against me? Again, in Joshua 1 and 9, it says, be strong and of good courage, for the Lord thy God is with thee, with wherever thou goest. So I want to close with this. So the next time problems line up before you like an army, that can be very powerful. That can be very strong. But remember this powerful question from Romans 8 and 31. Ask yourself, what shall I say to these things? And answer with faith, if God is for me, who can be against me? Walk forward today knowing God is with you. God is for you. And God is greater than anything that stands against you. That's a promise that we have from God. A loving promise from a loving God that cares about his children. If we have a father and a mother that cared for us, how much more God that's in heaven, that has all power and authority, and that was willing to send his son Jesus to come and die and to suffer for us, that we may turn to him and have forgiveness and have assurance of God's love, regardless of the circumstances that we might find ourselves in. God is always there. So I want you to remember that. Remember that God is always there, and he's there for you. He came for a reason, to find you and to find me, and that we may have hope in our God. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. Give it a like, and I'll see y'all again soon. Have a great week. God bless you all, and we'll see you soon.